Yan. So, next po natin na topic is about the reform movement in the Philippines called propaganda. So, itong picture na to is makikita natin dito yung mga members ng samahan ng propaganda. Next, prior to the arrival of Rizal in Spain, many Filipino students were already studying there, like Pedro Paterno and Gregorio Santiano, who were both active Filipino nationalists. So when Rizal arrived in Spain in 1882, there was an atmosphere of activism led mostly by students. So dito, Rizal felt the atmosphere of activism by the students who are already na nakatira na sa Spain, na pinadala sa Spain to study. So, pero ako, sinabi dito ni Rizal na parang hindi karapat-dapat or sinayang ng mga students na to yung opportunity doon kasi may sinabi si Rizal sa isa niyang novel, according sa isang istorya na bakit sila yung pinadala doon, nagliliwaliw lang naman sila. So, yung mga students na to is pumupunta sa mga lugar na hindi dapat puntahan. So, yun. Around this time, Spain's government was in disarray because the newly adopted 1876 constitution created a power vacuum. So, as political parties tried to consolidate their power and politicians tried to secure their personal agenda, shifting from one political bloc to another became common. Corruption was prevalent in the Spanish government. So furthermore, a series of government and cabinet reorganizations followed shortly after every change of party alignment. So, dito yung papalit-palit ng organization sa isang government. Kaya mas nagiging mataas yung possibility ng corruption kasi paiba-iba yung umuupo sa pwesto. Nagiging magulo yung government. In addition, many people in Spain were illiterate because of the lack of primary and secondary schools. Most importantly, the church was still a formidable force in almost every aspect of the Spanish society. So, Rizal was also welcomed in an atmosphere of liberalism which exposed him to ideas formerly foreign to him. So, yung pagpunta niya sa Spain is bago sa kanya. Yung experience niya doon is bago sa kanya kasi kumpara sa Pilipinas, hindi nagagawa ng mga Pilipino yung mga gusto nilang gawin because of the Spaniards na nandoon sa Pilipinas. Kumpara dito sa Spain na nagagawa nila yung kahit na anong gusto nila. This was when he became aware of the concept of assimilation wherein the Philippines can be considered as a province of Spain and not just a tributary colony. Tapos dito na pumasok sa isip or yung idea na pwede rin palang maging equal yung Filipinos and Spaniards. Dito na pumasok yung propaganda. Shortly after arriving in Barcelona, Rizal started contributing to the short-lived bilingual newspaper, Diaryong Tagalog, together with Marcelo H. Del Pilar. Most of Rizal's contributions were focused on the idea of national regeneration through education. So, yung pinaka-naging focus nito ni Rizal is yung about sa education. Mas hindi si Rizal is hindi kasi naniniwala sa revolution. Parang mas naniniwala siya sa education na kapag may pinag-aralan kasi ang isang tao, parang hindi siya malilinlang. Kaya nating ipaglaban or makuha yung equality na gusto natin through education. Hindi natin, according to Rizal, hindi kinakailangan ng parang dahas para maipakita or makuha yung gusto nating equality. So, likewise, Rizal also contributed to other publications led by Graciano Lopez Haina. Haina was the first to lead a series of protests and writing against the injustices of the Spaniards in the Philippines in the newspaper Los Dos Mundos. So, Itong picture na to is ito si Jose Rizal na nasa right, sa gitna is Marcelo H. Del Pilar, and yung nasa gilid is Graciano Lopez Saina. In 1883, Rizal's resentment against Spaniards intensified when he received a letter from his brother Pasiano. The letter informed him about the new Calamba first, Father Villafranca, who was threatening their father and demanding for advance rental payments. So parang dito na, parang nagalit ng si Rizal sa mga Spaniards kasi sa ginagawa ng mga Spaniards sa mga Pilipino, tas lalong-lalo na sa papa niya, sa father niya. In 1884, Haina and Rizal delivered speeches at the Exposition de Bellas Artes in Madrid, where two Filipino painters were given recognition. Juan Luna received an award for his Spoliarium, and Felix Resurrection Hidalgo for his Virgenes Christianas Expuestas al Populacho. So dito parang natuwa si Rizal kasi kaya rin naman pala makipagsabayan ng mga Filipino sa ganitong larangan. So, ito yung Spoliarium ni Juan Luna, and then ito yung Virgenes Christianas Expuestas al Populacho ni Hidalgo. So, it was, sunod na, it's Rizal's. In their speeches, Haina condemned, in the speeches of Haina, he condemned the abuses of the friars and the Spanish colonial government of the Philippines, whereas Rizal encouraged the Filipino youth to follow the footsteps of Luna and Hidalgo. So, dito, parang in-encourage ni Rizal yung mga kabataan na parang sumunod sa mga ginawa or sumunod sa footsteps ni Luna and Hidalgo. So, pero yung speech dito ni Rizal is naka-receive ng various interpretations sa both from Spain and Philippines. So, sa Spain, medyo nakuha nila yung ibig sabihin ni Rizal na gusto ni Rizal ng equality ng mga Filipinos, sa Filipinos and Spaniards. Pero sa Philippines, Rizal's speech was considered seditious. So parang yung speech ni Rizal is, yung pagkaka-interpret ng mga Spaniards sa Pilipinas is parang gusto ni Rizal ng revolution. So many believe that Rizal could never return to the Philippines again as long as it was a colony of Spain. So parang dito nag-alala yung pamilya ni Rizal sa nangyayari sa kanya dito sa Spain. So it was 1885 that Rizal became more active in contributing to various newspapers. And in 1888, Rizal joined an organization composed of Filipino liberals exiled in Spain, La Solidaridad. So dito na po papasok yung La Solidaridad. That will be discussed in the next video or slides.